Oh, inside Poota's brain, the podcast. Some of y'all might know him already. Some of y'all might not. This is Josh Lajaunie.
Well, sad.
I did say that right, huh?
Yeah, man.
I better say it right. So, for y'all that don't know, I'm let him tell a little bit about himself right quick.
What's happening, y'all? I'm Josh. I don't know if you don't know me. It just at one time I used to be called Big Josh for a reason. I was about 230 pounds heavier than I am right now. Grew up in the same town as Puda, here in Thibodeau, and did the thing. I played ball, played football. I drank beer. I cooked food. I killed animals. I ate them. We did the thing, and I was good at doing the thing, and it got me up to about 420 by the time I was 32 or so, and just started chipping away at it, man. Finally, after about the third time of really trying to lose weight in my life, just started chipping away at it and got real about it for one reason or the other this time, and stuck with it. Picked up running, and then running turned into really paying attention to nutrition and adopting a plant-based diet and getting really serious in all of that. And lo and behold, here I am, a few years later, 230 pounds lighter. I would have never thought that was possible in my life. Feeling really good. Not only feeling good, but being able to help other people and be a voice for something that I'm proud to be a mouthpiece for. And so
you do good with the mouthpiece,
cool,
that's for
yeah,
sure.
I keep that
You're
mouth
doing
running,
good.
boy.
You're doing good.
I keep the mouth going.
How does it feel walking around at 420?
Heavy. It feels tiring. It feels not only just heavy weight wise, heavy emotionally and mentally, because everybody's staring at you. Everybody's looking at you. Everybody's trying to play it cool, but you know what they're really thinking. Not only that, you got a big blubber layer, and like you hot all the time. In deep ends, like you just literally, it sucks. You heavy and you hot, and
Man,
it sucks, man.
I know. I mean, I wasn't always this sexy.
Yeah.
I got up to 320, and that's when I finally had enough.
Yeah.
The pain, the leg and the back, which still gives me back, but it still gives me pain.
Yeah.
Because I had surgeries.
Yeah.
But man, it was a lot worse at 320.
Jeez. Yes.
So I can only imagine
Dude,
420.
420, and then and I already had, just like you, I had a football injury. Still dealing with it now. Instead of being 420 pounds, I have a different extreme in my life. I run ultramarathons, so I'm still dealing with the repercussions of having spent my growing years beating the shit out of myself playing football.
Shit, I know. I played too.
And
we was talking about this a little while ago. Offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Big. Most people think big for nothing.
You think
But
walking around sucks at 400 pounds or 320 pounds. Try running gassers at 320 pounds, or going through the chutes, or staying low with a big old ass belly on you.
I did it.
Ugh.
Everybody thinks the linemen are the slow dumb ones.
Grass drills at 320 pounds. Ugh. Stadiums. Oh God, I did a lot of stadiums. We got caught drinking a lot at Renee's when I was at Thibodeau High, boy.
I got that at Thibodeau High. They would run us until some of us were throwing up. Good old Coach Lorio.
Yep. We had Barnett that did that to us, but it was one of Lorio's dudes.
He was bad too. He was bad too. And then it got a little worse in college when you screwed up.
Yep.
Now you talking 4 o'clock in the gym, running, working out, stadiums. It's a lot different.
Yes, it's a whole lot different. Whole different ball game, and I was I was changing because I was used to defensive line, and so I was changing completely. I was completely changing I enjoyed defense, man. I
always wanted to play defense.
I wasn't fast enough to play even at small school, podunk level.
I wasn't mean enough.
Yeah.
On the field.
I loved it. I loved it. I wasn't good at it, obviously, or I would have got a scholarship. but I still had size. So they said, hey,
I don't know if
guy
that's
who
necessarily.
thinks,
I don't know if that's necessarily the truth
yeah,
because I got a scholarship.
yeah, hey, hey,
I
guy, hey,
wasn't too
big
good
guy
at
who
it in
thinks he's a
college.
defensive lineman, come over here and let us give you a scholarship and show you how to play O-line.
Get in front of the
Right,
defensive
and
line.
put on 30 pounds while you at it. And I was like, oh, so
Man.
that was rough, man. That was a hard training camp at that new weight. That was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard playing against bigger dudes and being heavier myself. That was rough, man.
All right, I need to get this question out of the way for
sure.
Mike.
Mike, motorbike Mike. What motorbike Mike got?
He wants to know, what does Big Mickey call you?
Big Mickey calls me a veterinarian. Hey, bro. Hey, John, you still a veterinarian, bro? Still eating all? You still only eat vegetables, huh?
That's, people from Chack Bay know who we're talking about.
I tried to get Mickey on with me, bro. I tried to talk to him about food and trying to get his little self together. Every time I see him, bro, not me. Eating his chicken strips at the gas station. Not me, bro. I said, Nick, you need a salad or something. Let me go for a walk with me or something, bro. Not me, bro.
That fried, that chicken tenders from the gas
bro,
station.
It's gonna get him, and it breaks my heart because it's Mickey, bro. He's a legend. We got to keep Mickey around till he's 100, bro. He's wild.
So
he calls me a veterinarian.
That's funny. We were talking about racing earlier.
Yeah.
You tell us about some of the races you've been in. I mean, I already know, but
yeah, for sure. Well, a big part of the weight loss was me picking up running, which really that sparked something that I hadn't had since football. You know what I'm saying? Like being recognized as an athlete without having to put a jersey on and be 300 pounds.
Right.
And so that was weird. That was a different dynamic for me. I was like, oh, now I have a race bib and a little pair of Get It Girl shorts on. I'm going to see how fast I can run 5 miles or 6 miles, whatever. But I dug it, and I started growing that passion and capacity to be able to compete a little bit. And so like my first full marathon in early 2014, that was that hurt really bad. It hurt so bad, man. My wife beat me. I mean, she's a beast with it, but I didn't like. I took.
She definitely is now.
Yeah, and she caught me in mile 22. It's just like, Josh, what's wrong? I was like, I feel like shit, baby. She's like, you really look like shit. You really should probably stop running for a little while. I was like, oh man. And she just took off and left me.
She got you.
She got me. But that was my first full marathon. It really kicked my ass. And so then I really kind of got. Yeah,
I know you want to.
Look, I've been in a different world lately. People been trying to. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to kill your dog.
We say fuck around here.
Yeah, well, that's good because I say fuck a lot.
Good.
But
keep going.
Yeah, for sure. And so I just kind of got into the mindset of wanting to do that marathon faster, stronger, better, and so I signed up for another one, and that was actually the one that's coming up right here in this weekend, the Hotter Than Hell Marathon in Audubon Park in New Orleans. Signed up for that, thinking losing a lot of people. Yeah, and then so the New York City Marathon was a really awesome moment for me. I had never been to New York City before. I don't know. Have you been?
No,
bro. We gotta just go for no reason. Dude was up there, bro. He's like, it's amazing.
That's how it would be.
It's amazing, right, bro. I'm telling you. So I fell in love with that. I did really well in the marathon. I mean, 4:44 in the first one and New 7, right? So I just kept rolling with on a 50K on the beach in Destin, Florida. And it just kept growing overall. And then so it wasn't long after that, I signed up for a 50-mile race with some buddies of mine who kind of twisted my arm and talked me into it. And it's like, hey, we're going to do this 50-mile race, but let's race this thing. And so that's what we did. Is I had a specific time in mind, and I had a specific time in mind. Look at Reggie.
They want to be on camera.
Yeah, I had a specific. Hey man, I had a specific time in mind and all, and wound up executing my plan, and actually got first place in the 50 miler with my Bamm-Bamm there. So my Bamm-Bamm was sitting there. That was a big part of it, bro. And it was a 4-mile loop, and it just kept coming back to him. Let me get back to him. Let me get back to him.
I remember that.
That was powerful, man. That was my most amazing running day of my entire life. And it was amazing.
For those that don't know, tell them who's Bamm-Bamm.
Yeah, Bamm-Bamm is my grandfather, my mom's dad, and my parents were really young when I was born. So I spent a lot of time with my grandparents growing up. Lots of time. I worked for Bamm-Bamm every summer because he had his own construction company. And so when I wasn't at school, I was living at my mama and Bamm-Bamm's house, my grandparents' house, and working all summer long. So I could wear Zicavaricis and Jabos and get the friendship bracelets and the hyper-colored shirts, bro.
Same reason I got Bryce working right now.
That's how I got my first pair of Jordans, bro. So I worked.
He's in the Jordans too.
Yeah. And Bamm-Bamm showed me all of that. He showed me the ropes. He's like, here's how to get out into the world and do something valuable and earn a living. And you don't have to go to another man to earn a living. You can cut your own path, you know?
That's how we grew up.
And he taught me that.
Summers was spent at my grandma and grandpa's house.
Mm-hmm.
Called him Mama and Papa.
Yep.
But
I call Memo and Bamm-Bamm. They from Mississippi.
Yeah.
It's a weird Mississippi coon-ass blend, but they from Mississippi. So my grandmother has a very Mississippi Memo name. That's what I grew up calling her. Bamm-Bamm completely made up.
Yeah.
That's just completely out of left field. I made that up when I was like 2. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, because summers we in the garden with my grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
He had chickens, pigs.
Mm-hmm.
We would go to the old dairy place and get the sour milk.
Yeah.
And that's what he fed his pigs. And then we'd go to the donut shop and get the old stale donut, and he fed them that.
Yeah. There you go.
So we worked. Probably made $20 in the summer.
We worked.
But you learned.
We did. I would go. My job on the job site, depending on where we were, but was to keep things like depending on what we were doing. But I would get the menial stuff, you know. So we'd go if we were backfilling after we had laid a water line or something, and we passed through people's yards. The last little crumbs of dirt that need to go back on the pile, right, to make it really nice and a neat job, that was up to me to do, you know. And it was never good enough, you know.
I know how that is.
Oh man, but you learn so much, bro. I learned stuff back then that grown men still don't know to this day.
You learn to work.
You know, you learn to work. How to use a shovel and not make a shovel work you. You know, Bamm-Bamm used to always say, you know, you need to learn how to work a shovel, because if you don't, it's gonna work you. And if once you get out in the middle of the heat with sticky mud, you'll learn real quick what that saying means. But I learned a lot of valuable lessons from my Bamm-Bamm. Very important person in my life, and he had decayed to a point at that race to where he didn't remember much anymore, and it was just a powerful moment to be able to. He knew what was happening. He was like, "We won." And I was like, "Yeah, we won," and he understood it, and that was amazing to me.
I never met him, but I feel like I know him through Facebook.
Oh yeah,
through you and your Facebook.
Yeah, man.
He seemed like an awesome dude.
Dude, he's a character. Yeah.
Funny dude, too.
Wow. Wow.
That's where you get it from?
Wow, bro.
And that's your mama's?
My mom's dad. Right. Yep. My mom's dad.
Cool.
My mom. Awesome. But yeah, my Bamm-Bamm was there, and so I won that race. That was awesome. And then so after that, I pretty much sealed my fate, that because up until that point is, am I really ever gonna do a 100-miler? Because it seems a little bit absurd, you know.
It seems a lot of.
It seems a little bit fucked up. I don't like. That's cool. Like
you gotta be a little fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's cool.
To want to run 100 fucking miles.
But the thing that got me was I had friends like in my inner circle of good friends that were running 100 milers, you know? And I'm like, damn. And it normalized it to me, you know, and that was the kiss of death. They're like, dude, you should totally run 100 miler. You could do it. You should totally, you're in shape for it, man. And I'm like, damn. And so I started looking, and after that race, it kind of sealed the fate. Like, yeah, you won. You won. And he was like, okay. So I picked not long after that, I picked my 100 miler, which was flat in Pensacola, Florida.
I remember that.
And it got hot as balls that day, like up to 104 heat index, right? And my goal was, I just want to get the first 50 done in 10 hours, and then that gives me 14 hours to get the last 50 done and get in under 24. That was my mind. That was basically what I was hoping to do. And I was able to do, I think it was like 10 hours, I don't know, 10 hours and 30 minutes or something. I wasn't far off, but the heat really took it out of me for the first 50. And then it started, I was really tired by the end of daylight hours, you know. But then that night, it just started pouring freaking rain, like sideways rain and lightning. I thought they were going to cancel the race. The lightning was so bad. It was wild. It was crazy. Damn. And then it calmed down, and I was able to make it through. Like my buddy Wally, who's a Marine, and it's like, you can't be a weenie in front of a Marine. Like, you just can't do it, bro. Especially when it's seen
He was
war.
running there with two, or
he was there as my pacer. All right. I mean, he's just one of these guys that is just like, he's an animal. He's a robot. I don't understand it. He's an animal.
I don't understand none of y'all.
Wally's a different breed, though. I'm telling you, he's different. I don't understand. I've never seen him wince in pain.
I watched them on social media.
Yeah, I've never seen him wince in pain.
I don't think I ever met him.
Oh, he's an awesome guy. But yeah, Wally was with me, and I was starting to like really show my frailty around 85. You know, I was looking so bad. My mom went to bed. She's like, Mom's like, I gotta go get it.
You know, I gotta go get it.
And I'm like, I hurt so bad. I don't fucking want to do this anymore. I think it's time to, like, I just can't.
Fuck, I'd have been the same way.
And Wally got me up. He's, Josh, let's just go walk. Let's just go walk and do all this complaining while we're walking. I'm like, all right. He's like, let's just walk one loop, and let's just walk a loop and see what's up. And then next thing you know, he's got me, hey, let's jog for 0.1. And then next thing you know, bro, that was a good 0.1. He's high-fiving. He treat me like a kid, you know, like, that's good, buddy. Let's do another 0.1. And then next thing you know, we doing like half miles. And next thing you know, I'm all the way back running again, and it's mile 90, and the sun is coming up, bro. And then my other homeboy shows up with like a full Chewbacca suit to run, like full head, everything, Chewbacca suit.
I'll tell you 2 reasons why I'll never run a 100-mile race. First one, because it's 100 fucking miles.
Yeah, it's a long ways, bro.
Second one, because I like to sleep.
The sleep part sucks. That's like, it sucks.
Bro, like,
it feels like ice picks in your temples sometimes.
6 o'clock now.
And then you add
2 hours, I'll be.
Yeah, but bro, not only that, because the adrenaline, once you in the fight, you want to keep fighting. But the thing is, your eyeballs physically, because you staring at a beam of light all night long on a trail path, and you trying to discern rocks and roots and shit so you don't trip and bust your face again, right? So you can't like this the whole time, and you're running, and you just all tensed up and all, you know?
You have light that night?
Yeah, you got a headlight. You got to have a headlight here. A lot of guys are starting to wear them on their chest or on their belly too, so you get so you can light up more shit. Because at night you will get tripped up a lot easier. You lose your depth perception in that headlamp. So roots, you wiping out in the middle of the night, and you already tired. You're in mile 70, and you hit the ground, and you see stars, and you hurt something. And now you got to get your cripple ass up and get moving again. But that's all ultramarathoning is. It's about enduring all of that shit. That's all it is. It's signing up for, and you just crawling to the finish line.
It's not just running.
No.
You're getting there.
It's a whole bunch of stuff.
Tripping,
it's logistics, right? It's logistics. It's all of that stuff. Having all of your supplies, So, but that's what my running wound up evolving into, is like ultra marathoning, and
I just can't imagine.
Yeah, it's I couldn't have either. I
I
would never
just
imagine.
my one goal is a marathon. Period. Just a regular fucking marathon. I don't care if I do it one Saturday in Thibodeau by myself.
And here's something encouraging for people who do have that goal is you could literally do it tomorrow. You could by walking.
Oh,
you could you see what I'm saying? Like, so that's what ultra marathoning does. It allows you to incorporate your more natural and authentic human gait, which is walking, than say a road marathon would allow you, or a road 10K, because you know that's fast and it's fun to fly and feel like you're flying. But I feel like it's more natural to break that up into a series of different bipedal locomotive like patterns, you know? And that's a lot more natural, which even though we're going to tally a total of 100 miles, it's not quite as alien to our bodies as running super, super fast on a road for 3 hours straight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In my mind. So that's how I couch it. So I look at ultra marathon
it's more about
safer.
Finishing it.
Yeah, it's totally about enduring it, because it's such a long process, and making it through those pits of discomfort and hopelessness. Like, it's such a microcosm of life. Like, it's doing 100 miler is like living a life in a day. You go through all these peaks and valleys and highs and lows and, you know, mood swings and stuff. It's crazy.
You still got to be a little nutty though.
A little bit, probably a little bit.
100 fucking miles.
Probably a little bit. I fell in with the wrong crowd, I bet.
And I know you was hurt recently. That was your last race?
No, I did a 50K in February. Yeah, me and Wiley and me and Wiley and my buddy Jonathan, we went up to we went up to Mount Cheaha State Park and did a 50K. But I was still not fully healed yet. I knew I just took my time. I just did it real nice and slow and easy.
Did you run last weekend?
Yeah, I went to Leadville. Also,
you ran it?
No, I just did it with my sister. I told my sister, because I didn't really need to race it. I didn't need to really run it at all. I knew I could mostly hike it, and I knew that's what Cassie was going to wind up needing to do. She did freaking really awesome. But I said, Cassie, I'm going to just carry your shit. And she was like, okay. Because she hadn't really practiced with a vest or anything. So I'm very used to my vest. So I was like, I'll just carry all your stuff and you can just worry about walking. And so that's what we did. And it worked out great. She's like, I said, I kept worrying about scaring her, but I needed her to understand that, like, this is going to be the hardest shit you've ever done. You don't understand yet. And we kept walking, and the trail kept getting harder and harder and steeper and steeper.
Going up mountains? And
we're going up a mountain the whole time. For 7.5 miles, you climb from 10,000 feet up to 13,280 feet. And the air is so thin, it's not the incline, and it's super steep too. So even if you had air, the incline alone will just burn your ass up, and you're just tired as hell. But you don't have any air either, you know. So it was to the point where I was like, Cass, just walk to me, and then I'm gonna go pick another spot to walk to. And then she just kept leapfrog. We just kept doing that. Kept doing that for like
so that's all like
the last mile to peak. To get to the peak, the last mile took 55 minutes. 55.
That's gotta be brutal,
bro. I could see on her little face that he was just.
I'm not just talking about for her.
She was just so. Oh yeah. That's what I told her. Just getting a finisher medal for that race is an accomplishment, because that is a huge. That's especially from South Louisiana. You know, coming from a weight loss thing. Right? No, bro. What you talking about? She been walking in the parking garage.
Yeah, what y'all call that?
Mount Thibodeau. She been walking in the parking garage.
Whatever worked.
So, but yeah, that's where running is taking me so far. My whole family's digging it now. Like, and it's just like we travel I can't remember the last time we haven't traveled to a place to run. That's why we travel now. You know, it's either going to someone's funeral or going to a race. We don't ever say, oh, we're just going to go on vacation. It always incorporates like running as a central component. which I love. Like we're gonna go to Panama City Beach. Cool. That's awesome. We're gonna be right here, and you look at it, and like I draw it out on the map. I could go run up to the state park and come back and get to whatever that Pier Park is, and then I'm planning out these big long runs as part of our little trips that we take. I freaking love it, man. It's amazing to me.
I did that. I went for weekend Biloxi and shit.
It's awesome. And you know what it makes me think of, bro? My Bamm-Bamm used to always say, well, he also used to always quote his dad as saying, I used to say, I'm 6'2.5", weigh 195 pounds, and I cover the ground I stand on, right? And I think about those words all the time when I think about how I cover the ground I stand on, and I'm doing it physically. I'm taking those words a lot more literally than what he meant. He meant I'm gonna punch you in the mouth if you step close to me. That's what he meant. I cover the ground I stand on. You want to challenge me for it? And I get it. And in the same way, we do the same thing through racing. It's like a mimic fight. It's like a fake fight to go and race, you know? And so it's just a weird thing that is kind of connected in my mind as I'm covering the ground I stand on by running around the place that I love, Thibodeau, New Orleans, everywhere that I enjoy being, like in Leadville, covering the ground with my feet. I'm covering my ground, covering my territory. And it's a way to incorporate that movement as like a permanent thing in my life. I don't have to constantly feel like, oh, I need to get back to running. No, it is. It's just a thing that is there. It's permanent.
I think I'm gonna try and take Bryce up to Leadville next year.
Oh, dude, please, dude. We'll just split an Airbnb. It's so reasonable, and it's amazing, man.
And Mom, that's the only reason I want to go to Colorado.
they got a little dispensary right down at the end of the thing.
Walking down there, and be like, oh,
they don't need an excuse.
That's true.
But Leadville is an amazing little town.
I'd love to do something different.
Like a little western town, and it's really great. People are awesome. It's a running mecca, so everyone there is a runner. They know about runners. You're gonna see famous ultra runners if you know who you're looking for, right? If you're familiar with the scene, and so it's just. It's a really cool place to go, especially for that race, because you'll have runners there competing for the tokens to get a guaranteed spot to the 100-mile race, right? So if you get an age group win in the full marathon, right? So if you do the full marathon up there,
there's a full marathon up the mountain.
Yeah. So we did the half. That's 15. They call it the heavy half because it's a little longer than the half. And then, so we did the heavy half, but there's another extra part of the course that you go around twice if you do the full, which is another probably 3,000 feet of gain, which is another probably 3,000 feet or so of gain. So you get about 6,500 feet of gain in this marathon, all above 10,000 feet. All above 10,000 feet, which is brutal. And these cats are going hard. They're going hard because they want that spot, because the Leadville 100-mile race is a lottery, right? So there's only a couple of ways to get a guaranteed spot. One is to go run that marathon and win your age group and get a token. Other is at the end of that marathon, they put all the names that ran the full in a hat, and they pick 5 spots. Right? So that's another way to get in. Or you can go to one of their training camps and pay $500-$600 and a second trip to Leadville to go train all week with them. And then you also can get a guaranteed entry that way as well.
That's to get into the 100.
That's to get into the 100. The 100-mile buckle for Leadville is and my wife makes fun of me. She's like, y'all sound like fucking children with the belt buckle shit, Joshua. I don't understand. It's like, baby, I can't. Because I put on, like, I'll go, if I'm going to be around my 100-mile friends, I make sure I wear my jeans so I can wear a belt with my fucking 100-mile belt buckle on. And she's like, really? But seriously, The belt buckle for the Leadville 100 is stupid.
That's what you want.
I want one so bad. Oh.
I'm thinking I'll start at the top and run down to the dispensary.
There you go.
I'll probably break records.
There you go. Get you some.
All right. Enough about fucking running.
Word. Saints.
Let's talk about our Saints.
Let's
man.
talk about it, bro.
What you expecting this year?
Super Bowl bust for me. I don't think that.
Doable.
I mean, I think it's
doable.
way more than doable. Yeah, I think we have a very unique advantage given we have a Hall of Fame GOAT at quarterback, and we have a whole class of bouted ass rookies that we got on the cheap right now.
That defense.
And
man.
then
it got so much better last year.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, 3, 4 rookies were starting?
Yeah, bro.
At least 3.
Dude, we got look all the rookies of the year. Look, it's crazy that since that personnel guy changed. What's his name? Shoot. Anyway, we changed.
I know you're talking about.
We changed. It's Jeff London.
Yeah.
Jeff London's the new guy, I think, right?
Yeah.
And boy, there's been a discernible difference between him. It's been like night and day what our draft picks have
Last year's draft is stupid.
Bonkers. That's crazy.
It's stupid.
So that's why I'm jacked, is because, you know, we're fine on defense.
Yeah, we are.
PJ Williams, you know, I'm not PJ Williams. Marcus Williams. That dude's gonna be.
Last year.
Everybody's gonna forget everybody's gonna be all over his jock all year next year. You know?
Everybody's gonna forget about that one play.
That play is not what did it. There's a billion other plays and those L's we got that did it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Everybody remembers him right now for that one play.
Oh yeah.
But go look at his fucking stats from last year.
For real. That's what a real fan does.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I appreciate you, player. I love they put a billboard.
You know, everybody always gets mad at me when I'll curse out the Saints on the TV. Oh, you're not a real fan. No, fuck you. I'm a real fan. Yeah. I remember being a little kid, my grandpa watching the Saints, and he's cursing out.
Oh, that's how I grew up with it too.
That's how we grew up.
My dad. I didn't even know what
we either watched, and also you're a new fan if you don't remember blackouts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was some rough
Sundays
days,
when
bro.
the Saints played home and you wasn't in the dome, you better have a radio out because it wasn't on TV.
Yep.
Some people don't remember that.
No, I remember them days.
Remember
we never sold out games.
I remember sitting around in the living room with my mama, listening to the games on the radio.
Yep. And I remember going out in the yard when it was a bad Saints game with the old man, and you drop a few passes and he gets mad at you, and then you ready for your medicine? Get your drill. You know, you throw one of them just a smoking. You better catch it, or it's gonna get worse. And when
never had to worry about catching.
Yeah, when the games were bad, it was like the football throwing session was always work. You know.
But yeah, man, that game was heartbreaking. The end of that Minnesota game.
Dude,
it's like we were losing, we come back.
You would not believe me. I was watching that game at my friend's house with Mike McKenzie.
Come on.
Mike McKenzie, and I had my buddy Howard was with me, right? And so I bring him inside, and I didn't know Mike was going to be there. I know that this particular friend has friends who play football, and there's always a chance that there might be a player there. And so we walk in, and I had met Mike before, but I hadn't seen him in a while. And
so he still lives around here?
Yeah, he still lives in the city. And so he loves New Orleans. He loves New Orleans.
A lot of people that come here
they don't go anywhere.
That'd be like Drew Brees.
I'm never leaving again. I love
Drew Brees.
Drew loves San Diego too, but I think he'll be dual citizenship forever, probably. But yeah, no. So my buddy walks up and he's like introduces himself to Mike McKenzie. He had no idea who Mike McKenzie was. This is a house full of football people. Everybody knows it's Mike McKenzie. He's like, "Hey, how you doing? Huge black guy," you know. It was a lot. I was like, bro, that's fucking Mike McKenzie. Who's Mike McKenzie? It's like, oh, dude. but that was the atmosphere. It was a jack, and then to be able to be high fiving with a dude that played, for the Saints before, right. And like we talking about football, and he's like, yeah, you're right, and I'm like, he said I'm right about what I just saw, blah blah blah. Like that's fun, and the whole game's happening, and then it comes all the way down to that play, and he's the DB, right? Comes all the way down to that play, and we both were just like,
what he said about it?
He just put his hat in his hand. He just did it like he just did this number right here, like, oh. That's all he did.
I don't know.
But before that, everybody else was talking shit, right? Everybody else was talking smack to all their friends and texting, and me and Mike were the only ones in the whole house going, "What are y'all doing right now? What are y'all doing right now? This is not the time to do this. We still got time on this clock."
Yeah, you remember who was it? Washington? Not Washington. We was down like 17 or something like that with 3 or 4 minutes left to play in the game.
I was there, dude.
What was that against?
That was Washington.
It was Washington.
Yeah, dude, we smushed that ass, bro. I took my boy Jason Harper with me to that game.
How many people left?
Dude, so many Saints. I was so pissed off. It's not cheap seats, bro. And you're gonna leave your seat during our own home game like a wet stray dog? While they talking mad shit, they NFC fans. East fans across the board rub me the wrong way usually, But yeah, they were talking mad shit. They were really, and then I could smell it coming though. And I told my boy, who's an Eagles fan, I said, "Hey, bro, you watch this." And I explained, I was talking about what we got to do. I said, "That's nothing for Drew. That's nothing. Peek pop, peek pop. Couple of little breaks here and there. Boom, win."
We just need to get started early.
We do. We used to do that.
We get behind so much.
We fixed the turnover issue. I think we're doing a lot better because we had a lot of those we did a lot of that bend but don't break stuff, where we were giving up yardage, but we were taking away. We're getting takeaways too. I can live with that defense. Field goal. I can live with that. Especially when you got 9 and 41. Yeah. Right, for sure.
You can't,
and then Benjamin Watson's back.
Yeah. That's good hands.
Because we've been without
and a good block.
Fleener was a letdown.
Definitely.
Big time.
Definitely. Although, he's getting some good blocks.
Well, no, but you don't have that dynamic, that real threat in that position. That was huge.
I think Benjamin Watson would be a lot better.
For sure.
Because definitely can block better. And he got good hands.
And he's like a professor of football.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's gonna be on Drew's level of understanding the game as it unfolds in front of him. You can't.
Exactly.
That's important, bro.
I don't know. Just seems like a bunch of games we just make too many mistakes early. And we'll get
a lot of it, man. You hate to play that card, but man, we really did have very significant injury from training camp.
Yeah.
From training camp, from jump.
You're right.
So things just, if we can just hold together a little bit, I don't see. Not only should we be able to win a Super Bowl, we should be able to compete again pretty quickly. Like
Yeah.
Because I don't know what we're gonna lose.
And the offensive line got better too. So protect Drew. Give him 2-3 more years if he wants. That's what I say.
Let the man play till he don't.
If his arm strength is as bad as everybody's saying is getting, the experts on TV.
Dude, I'll give up the fact that he can't throw a 60-yard bomb.
Okay.
He
don't have to.
Yeah, he shreds. Dude,
5-10 yards here.
Right.
20
How many 100-yard screen passes he's thrown in his career?
Because the team, you can't come up. You still can't come up on Drew.
He suck a defense right into what he wants to play 3 or 4 plays from now,
He'll make them think it's a long pass and then boom, 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 boom.
It's sick. I love
I'm
it.
excited.
I am super excited. I'm always excited. That's what people ask me. What the Saints gonna do this year?
If you watched them last year, and you don't think they had the potential to make the Super Bowl,
you hate.
You either don't know football, or you're a hater.
You a hater.
You're a Falcon fan.
You're a Falcon fan. Cowboys fan.
Cowboy fan. 49er fan.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm excited, man.
Yeah, bro. There's this chick on Twitter. I can't remember her name, but she's like she's a Ravens fan. She's hilarious. It's Lindsay OK, I think, on Twitter, right? And she goes hard on Matt Ryan for whatever reason. All the time, bro. And if you ever want to go like have a Twitter fight with a Falcons fan, go fucking pick on one of them dudes that's taking up for Matt Ryan in her Twitter feed. Oh my God. I took up 2 hours one day fighting with a dude on just going off. It was just so funny. It was so funny, man.
Who do you think is the biggest competition in the division?
Oh, in the division?
Probably the Falcons again, huh?
I hate to call them competition, but yeah. I mean, technically. But so what? Like, I would, you know, just for the big playability, if things are going his way, Cam is so dangerous. But we usually got the fucking.
But he's also so inaccurate.
He's so inaccurate. He sails shit. Like he
Stop
is. He can put some stuff together, kind of sort of like Superman a little bit, and temporary little flash in the pan shit. But when it comes to being a conductor, he's not.
You gotta stop him from running.
You got and Cam Jordan pops him in the mouth a lot, and so we got his number a bit. We got half the field because he ain't running at Cam.
Right. Really not worried about.
Yeah, and so. Really not worried. No, Jameis Winston got some luck. Jameis is a chump.
He got 3 games suspension.
Come on, bro. Yeah, so they taking themselves out, and so technically, the Falcons. But I really feel like we are heads and shoulders above them too. You know, I really do.
Because Carolina don't have that defense to fall back on anymore. Because
nope.
It's a linebacker.
Kuechly. Yeah, Kuechly.
Man, one more. He's awesome.
Yeah.
One more concussion. He needs to retire.
Yeah.
That's sad, man.
It is. It's hard because, especially as a lover of football, it's like, the thing that those ISO plays in the hole that we love. That's why people are like, brains are turning into mush, man. Yeah. And that's a hard realization. Yeah. That sucks, bro.
You know, I mean, you never want to see anybody get hurt.
No.
Especially concussion.
And then the more they learn about it, the more they learn. It's like it's not the big one-time bang. And that's why linebackers have it so bad. Is because it's constant. And linemen too. Constant.
We fucking hitting somebody every play.
Every single play. Whacking each other's heads.
Every fucking play.
And tell me you don't use your helmet for a weapon, bro.
I mean,
how many times you ever snot bubbled somebody and had coach go, "Hey, bro, now ease up now, buddy.
Don't hit him so hard next time." No, somebody like Coach Burnett be halfway on the field, fucking congratulating you, slapping your head some more.
I hit a dude at the end of the game with clock running out. They had a chance to get a first down, and anyway, or whatever it was. But we were playing Baker, and it was the first time I think we'd ever beat Baker in Baker, right? And so it was a sweet play.
Because my senior year, we lost to Baker and Baker.
Yeah, and
but Barnett came to Thibodeau.
Barnett was jacked out of his mind that we
came to Thibodeau for the playoffs.
And me and Pinu both had really good games, and Big Harry too, Big Jeremy. But Pinu had been out for a little while with a shoulder thing, and he was back in for this game.
Now you were
97 is where I graduated.
Right, so we didn't play the game.
No, and so we had a really good game, and there was one. It was like last play on offense, 4th down, and I tackled the guy behind the line. Just followed the sweep, beat my block, tackled the guy behind the line of scrimmage, and they didn't get the first down, and so the game was over. And Coach Barnett hit me so hard on the ass with his hand that I swear it's like a bruise. I couldn't walk, like I was limping. It's like he's like beat the hell.
I seen him throw fucking chairs at halftime.
Oh, I've seen him.
And I played offense.
Oh, I've seen him go off. Bro.
This was in the weight room.
And he was my position coach. He was the head coach, but he's also my position coach. And so, as a defensive lineman, and he liked us to be aggressive.
I remember. Trust me, I remember.
And so it was fun because we got away with stuff, Coach would, it was fun.
It's a different game now. I know they're trying to make it safer, but
it is. I don't know how
the level of the athletes nowadays is just
it's crazy. It's crazy.
You was lucky to have one of these guys on your team. Now you have whole high schools full of these super athletes.
Yeah, been right.
That half the team gets D1 scholarships.
Everybody's honing in on what it takes.
The other half is going to.
And they got all of these
schools.
camps, and you got the internet. You can learn stuff better. You know more about nutrition. You know more about technique, and it shows.
Yeah.
And so hopefully the same thing happens with the information about the reality of concussions and what we're dealing with and how to avoid it and what realistically needs to happen with the game. I'm not a hater of those real aggressive hits getting flagged anymore. It used to be something that used to really irk my nerves.
But they need to be more consistent with it.
I agree.
Jesus Christ.
I agree.
Use
but
replay. Because some of them are so
it's
obviously not a bad hit.
Yeah.
They do face mask to the chest like you taught.
Right. That's my only gripe with it, is it makes it very objective.
Right.
I mean, subjective to the referee. And that.
But if they could slow it down and look at it and say, all right, hit him face mask to chest like he's supposed to, and it kind of.
And then you also have these some of these receivers that's starting to do the basketball flop kind of shit.
That's true too.
Cam does that, with the quarterbacks that do that's see now we're moving away from the spirit of the rule. We looping,
And some of the things that get called on some of the quarterbacks is just like a slap to the head.
Yeah.
An accidental slap to the head.
I'm gonna plead the fifth because I have seen Drew be the recipient.
And I have said I have been the first to say that that's not a flag.
Yeah, because
I'll take it. That
Frisco game. Remember that Frisco game?
The one around the neck?
No. Yeah, you're right. That was dirty.
That was
dirty. Well, there was a game where he just got barely touched.
Yeah, there was a few. I'll be the first to say it too.
Yeah,
that ain't no fucking flag.
Yeah, but somebody
swatting for the ball and come
people,
down and barely hit the quarterback.
Because where we sit, the row in front of us is almost always away teams. Because there's always somebody different right now. The row right in front of us, and they all because it happens often, and then people will get a personal foul, and they look at it and I was like, sorry.
I mean,
get you a goat.
Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
We got a living legend on the football field. I can't. They
gonna get the call. I still don't agree with them, but like I said, I'll take them.
I'll take them, and more than likely, they probably stomp your ass without them anyway. So.
That's right.
I'll sleep like a baby at night knowing we got that.
I'm excited. I know I'm excited.
I'm pumped about it, bro. I'm pumped about it.
As far as watching sports on TV, I can't sit there and watch a whole baseball game or soccer, golf. Now,
football's
I'll go watch a live baseball game.
Yeah, football's the only thing, as I'm so engaged.
Play golf every now and then.
And I can't even watch other football games really that much. I don't pay attention to any football game the way I pay attention. Obviously, the way I pay attention to my Saints games.
Oh, no.
Nothing grabs my attention like that. Like some people watch college football all day and can't wait for the next game I'm not like, I would much rather go for a 4-hour run on a Saturday for me, and get ready and rest up for the Saints game in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
I could watch any college or a pro game, but like you said, watching the Saints is different. Like you watch, I don't know, just ask myself questions. Why did Kamara go this way instead of that way? Why did Mark Ingram do that? And other games, just watch for the action.
Yeah.
But it's more like, I don't know. Let's see what these fuckers are gonna do.
I'm paying attention on a different level.
Drew looks a little off right now. He needs to.
Yeah. Something's up. And then usually you gotta remember
he threw so high that time.
I'm watching most of the games in person because I'm at 10 games out of the year, or 8 regular season games out of the year, I'm there in 3D.
Right.
And we're watching all the stuff that's not on TV, how coach is reacting, all of who he's going to talk to in between plays, because you see all kinds of stuff that they don't necessarily always catch on TV, you know. And my buddy who sits next to me, he's got these big binoculars and he's inspecting. Hey, bro, he just went to talk to the defensive line coach. Just chewed his ass, bro. Just chewed his ass. I bet you there's gonna be a personnel change here on this next play. Like, just letting me know, bro. I love it. I love the environment. I love the togetherness of the Superdome when we in there and shit is rocking.
Ain't nothing like that.
What?
Were you at the Atlanta game when they opened the dome?
Dude, cried like a baby.
I don't think any game.
That's what hooked us.
I don't think any game could beat that.
Did you go? Were you there?
I was on the 50-yard line, last seat at the top.
Oh.
And it's still my favorite Saints game I've ever been to.
Oh, man. Yeah.
On that punt block, I saw when that line opened up, I knew Steve Gleason blocked that kick before he knew it. I saw that space opening and boom.
I was so beside myself.
And
man.
It just couldn't happen against a better team.
And here's what, I was the exact it was the exact opposite of your experience, because that's where I'd always seen a Saints game is in the 600s. That's like I was
in the last,
right,
not a seat behind him.
I'd never been to a Saints game in the bottom bowl before, right? And BJ, for my birthday, bought us season tickets in the plaza level, like
definitely a keeper.
Yeah. And I'm like, wait, row 7? So row 7 on the 50? Wow. And I'm just getting over the fact that I'm this close to the field for the first time ever being in the Superdome. No, on the visitors bench, which I like, because the guy that sits next to us, he picked those seats because he likes to see coaches. He likes to watch coaches' face, because in his mind, because he buys season tickets, he owns a part of the team. He's watching his employees, and I don't disagree with him.
That's right.
Totally. And so he's keeping his eye on how his money's being spent, and I don't hate on that. I'm with him. So that's where we sit, and I was in that seat, just blown away that I was so close. I'd always wondered when you walk into Seagate and you see those seats that go where the steps go down. I'd never been in that section before, you know. I'm like, wow, it must be cool to sit down there. And I'm sitting there with my wife. Well, she was my girlfriend at the time. And then, you know, all the emotion of it being, you know, after Katrina and the reopening and then all of the U2 stuff. And then I was like, wow, I hope we win the game.
Outside before the game was awesome. Before
and it was a Monday night football game. Holy shit.
We went there. We got...
And everybody was crying. Everybody
got to Bourbon Street like 9:30 that morning.
We were
nothing nice.
Yeah, we took the whole day off. It was
so awesome.
It was so awesome, and people were crying like, because my friend who I buy my ticket from, he's been having season tickets forever and ever and ever, and been associated with people who have lots of season tickets and stuff. So he's kind of been in the loop at the Dome. He knows the guy who runs the Dome and all of the stuff. So before the game, he was talking to a lot of different people, and every single one of them, when they talk about, because nobody really was really doubtful whether this day was gonna come. And boy, to think about where, like, the juxtaposition from what the Superdome was just a couple years ago, and what it was today and what it meant tonight on Monday Night Football against fucking Atlanta Falcons, bruh, I get chills right now. Yeah. I could cry right now.
Yeah.
And so, and add on top of that we start whooping their ass, and that dome starts rocking.
Falcon.
And we just look, even through the huddle, like it ain't just on third down.
I was all around Falcon fans too. With their Michael Vick jerseys on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But hey, I give it to them. We had some fun. Yeah. We drank together.
Bro, you ever been to Atlanta for a game?
No.
Them motherfuckers ain't nice. I can tell you that. They not nice.
I want to go to Tampa Bay. I've been wanting to go to Tampa Bay. I want to take Bryce
Snake
to
and all them do that. Like, there's a whole bunch of people I think that go to those games. Yeah.
See that stadium.
There's a big group of Thibodeau people that I think go to Tampa. It looks like a cool place to watch a game. Yeah. I've been to Miami. I went to the Miami regular season game during the Super Bowl year. That comeback, and we were sitting in the end zone that Drew did right before halftime, if you remember, and that started the comeback. Yeah. And we were sitting right in the end zone, not far, just a few rows up, and that was an awesome game to be a part of, bro. We had a whole crew of people from New Orleans that traveled together. We all bought packages from this guy, and so he put together this big trip. So we all flew together, Greyhound bus. We stayed at the same hotel as the Saints because he knew Mr. Benson.
Yeah.
And so they were good friends. So we stayed. We knew the itinerary, so we were like wherever the team was, we were there. You know, we would see them in the lobby, and just it was an amazing thing. And then go watch that game, and then be losing, and not only come back, but it turned into a lopsided ass whooping by the end of the fourth quarter. And bro, talk about we had that whole dome. We was hooting, we took over the whole dome, bro. It was nice.
Drew Brees is so dangerous.
So dangerous.
Still.
He's a coach on the field. He's one of those rare instances where you have a full-fledged head coach capable quarterback.
Yeah, oh yeah. He'll definitely be a coach.
Totally. Just like Tom Brady, I think, is very similar, you know? I mean, there's some guys that could totally wear the headset and do the thing, you know? And Drew's a beast with it, bro. He's
definitely glad he's on our team.
I ain't worried about that long ball. I'm worried about
to play him.
I'm worried about what's between his ears, but
his arm's still there. He might not throw the 60-yard.
He's not gonna throw you one of them Brett Favre things but that's not our forte. What the fuck? I mean, why? It's like, you know, why buy a Ferrari and ask it to, you know, pull a boat? You know what I'm saying? Like, let it do what it do. And that's not what Drew's thing is. I'm cool with not seeing a 70-yard bomb ever.
If we see a 70-yard touchdown, I'm happy if it comes from a 5-yard swing pass.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
10-yard out route.
I love it, bro. I am down.
Drew's going to get the receiver the ball. Drew's going to get the tight end the ball. Drew's going to get one of the running backs the ball.
And he's going to catch you slipping.
Let them do the work.
You start trying, and everybody's scrambling, and you're going to catch you slipping once or twice.
Let them do the work. And then that's when people are coming up, sneaking up. Then he can throw that 40-yard bomb. Because he can still make them.
Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, yeah. But it's exciting. I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. We got some good receiving talent. We got some – we stacked, bro.
And, like, we never had – Michael Thomas is good.
He's legit.
He's very legit.
And if my boy – I don't know.
We always had one real good receiver, like our number one receiver, and then we just had NFL receivers. Yeah, that Drew made.
Yeah, look what happened when they went elsewhere too.
Drew made him some money.
They made him some money.
Put it that way.
Exactly.
What happened? Made him some money.
Lance Moore got a check. You know what I mean? Meacham got a check. You know,
went to Miami. He might still be there.
Oh yeah. Willie Snead.
No,
not Willie Snead. He replaced not Willie Snead. Oh, the guy he was before Willie Snead, but still with the crazy hair.
Snead's one too.
Yeah.
He signed with who?
Oh, know.
He's not still with us. He left.
I'm drawing a blank on that receiver that went to Miami,
Yeah,
but I know who you're talking about.
I don't know it as soon as I stop this.
But yeah, Drew just makes people. I mean, look at Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham does shit. You go across the list, man. You go. Don't get your head too swole if you get big numbers as a receiver with the Saints. And
then the craziest thing is 2, 3, 4 receivers are putting up numbers. He just gets the ball to everybody, but everybody gets their numbers.
Yeah.
Because if you key in on this guy, one of these guys is gonna be open. That's what I love about Sean Payton's offense.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't even think he knows what he's doing half the time. He's got some crazy plays.
He got some wild stuff with him sometimes.
And then if it works.
Yeah. I'll take it, bro.
He's got a ring.
I like that.
He's got a ring.
Yeah. I tell you what was a real cool experience, man. Talking about the Super Bowl and the Saints and all that stuff. So, I mentioned I have a friend that's friends with some NFL players. Well, every year I get invited to go to Malcolm Jenkins's fundraiser, right? And so we go there, and I was there a couple years ago. He was still doing it in New Orleans. I don't know if he's still doing it in New Orleans, but I know he was doing it in Philly and New Orleans, working with, at the time, he was working with Jarius Byrd, but then that obviously didn't work out. I think he was going to maybe try and hand off the thing to him, or at least partner with him so he could do his thing in Philly and still raise the money that it would raise or whatever. But anyway, the last one that I went to, I met Thomas Morstead, right? And so
the
Legatron, best punter ever in the history of the game. I love this dude, bro. I love him. He is so legit. He's so regular. He's such just a dude. Like he would be comfortable sitting right here with us, because he's
like he probably trying to fix drinks or something.
And he told me the story. He said, "Bro, let me tell you a story about what Coach did to me." And he was talking to my friend Ian, who was talking to, but he introduced me to him. So it was just the three of us. And he was like, I'm sitting. He said, we're at halftime in the Super Bowl. He said, and so it's a Super Bowl halftime. So it's longer than normal. And as soon as we walk into the locker room after the first half, Coach finds me at my locker and tells me, we start in the second half with ambush. And then just walks out the room and leaves him there. And he was like, here I am, a rookie. And in the Super Bowl, and at the very beginning of this extra long halftime, Coach tells me this, so now I have 15 full minutes to mull it over. And ballsy. And he but it all worked out, you know. But talk about a cool story to hear firsthand from the guy who kicked that screwy ass.
I still can't believe he did it.
That spinning ass kick like that. That's wild.
It worked.
And Hank Basket, sorry.
It worked. We got that, and then we got that.
Word.
Tracy Porter.
I busted the door out. We rented a suite because we were gonna go to the game with that same group. And then we're like, nah, fuck that. That's going to be a lot of money. That's a lot of travel. Because he was going to fly us to the game and then fly back to New Orleans so you could party in New Orleans after the game. So it's going to be a lot. We'd be so tired. And so we didn't do that. We said, why don't we just spend like a quarter of the money and rent a nice little suite and invite family and friends over, and we'll have in New Orleans. That way we on Bourbon Street when the shit goes down. And that's what we did. And sure enough, man, Tracy Porter, when he made that interception, it was like, we fucking won. Boom. I was like,
everybody was outside.
I was out the door. The whole everything just started. It was the most amazing thing.
They have videos on YouTube. They show the street and there's barely anybody on it. And then after that, you can see when everybody just runs out of all the ballroom.
Dude, everybody's... The Saints won the fucking Super Bowl. Can you believe it? And we on Bourbon Street.
I think I was at the Goose.
Oh,
And it was the same way. Everybody just ran out wherever they were after that.
I never was a Goose guy. I was always went to Renee's, man. I would go to Goose. I would go to the Goose. But yeah, for sure. But yeah, but no, man, that was who would have thought when we were those little kids watching our dad? Like I would watch my dad screaming at the TV and getting all mad. I didn't know what was up
to the games,
but it was obviously very important. So I paid attention because my dad is yelling at the TV, and right, and so that's how it all started off. And we go from there to a fucking Lombardi Trophy. I went to the airport to wait for them. Did you go to the airport when they got home?
No.
Waited for them to fly in, waited for them to land, and Coach came right past us with the Lombardi Trophy on the console of his car. Oh, like that was gangster, bro. Pimping. Yep, we got it. Y'all, don't worry, fellas, we got it.
He had that little attitude this year, though.
He did.
What game
he did.
He got on somebody.
I don't like what he did. Yeah, and I don't like what he did. The skull thing he did in Minnesota. I wish he would. I wish he would redirect. I liked when he was. There was a time when he was fitter. Remember, and I think he was crisper then. Like when he was thinner. He got fat. He got man tits. He's starting to look like dad. Got a dad bod. He looked like he gave up on shit. You know,
that's getting all that pussy.
You know, right?
Since he won that trophy.
Yeah, drained his old ass.
He got caught up with that shit.
Yeah, you got it. So I think he needs to do some self-maintenance, clear up some of that shit, cause that ain't him. That skull shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, bro. I didn't like that. That's karma, man.
Even if we'd have won.
Yeah, even if we'd have won, then it taints our victory, bro. I wasn't down with that, and I wasn't down with some of the way that he talked to some of our own players. Sometimes but hey, he's a coach that wins. I don't know what sort of trade-offs are acceptable when it comes to. So you just kind of ride with it.
Yeah, I mean we give all.
But I get frustrated with. We
give all our favorite players and coaches a little leeway when they do stupid shit.
Yeah, but I get frustrated with them sometimes. But generally, it's a net positive because I like attitude. I'm down with attitude. I'm down with. Hey, I'm going to do a thing. You might think it's wrong, but I'm doing it. I'm going to do it, and I'm being decisive about it. I can appreciate that part of him, and I don't have to agree with him all the time, but yeah.
I used to talk shit on the field.
Yeah. It's hard not to in football, because bro.
The way I looked at it, if I got somebody mad, that game's gone.
Yeah.
I'm protecting the ball. I'm protecting my quarterback, my running back.
Yeah.
If he's mad and he's only thinking about getting
offensive
at me,
line, that's offensive.
And the only thing on his mind is getting at me because I'm talking so much shit to him.
Then he gonna get caught slipping.
I won.
Right? Yeah,
I won. Because he ain't worried about
nothing. Eyes in the backfield. Your eyes ain't in the backfield if I'm trying to get even with Puda.
My favorite, my biggest fuck up though. We were playing Hornville. At Hornville, we were down. I forgot what we were down. But we scored a touchdown. And we had one of the best defensive ends or defensive linemen in the state. He was against me. Coach Lurio called a timeout. He calls us to the sideline. He's like, what y'all want to run? Somebody said, run the dive with Lyle Purkle. I said, Coach, run that ball behind me. I'm going to get him. He called the play. Dive right up my ass. So that motherfucker's across from me. I'm like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. I fired out so hard, so fast, but so low, and missed him completely. Good thing Lyle was a little sneaky motherfucker, and he juked him and got in.
Them Purkle's ball.
we made that 2-pointer.
We did it. We did a play like that. What was the name of that play? I swore I was never forget it. But anyway, it was like, oh shit. But it was a play where they put Harry, so Jeremy Grenier in at guard. I went in at tackle, and Pinu was in at fullback, and Kevin Johnson was in at tailback. Okay, and all on the right. We were on the right side. Me and Harry were.
Like a
and I forget.
unbalanced line.
Yeah. No, it
overloaded.
It wasn't overloaded. It was just a an I formation with Pinu at linebacker, and we were gonna go up between me and Harry. Harry, I was gonna come off of Harry, help double the guy on Harry, then come off of Harry, light up the linebacker, which I did, and big ripping play. And coach was like, I don't see why we don't just keep doing that until it gets us a touchdown. And so we just did that, but we had to play defense too, so we couldn't do it every series. So it's like, let's just keep running that, because I don't think they can stop it. And we did that. Boom, 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 boom. Like, I think we took us 4 or 5 plays, and we got in the end zone. Yeah, and then we had to go back on defense. But Kevin Johnson, he's still a freak. You know who I'm talking about? I played. Kevin was an animal, man. Just so fast. He ran like a 4.3 40-yard dash, 215, not an ounce of body fat, probably 6'2", 215. You know, just a stud, a machine, bro. And
see what, they got some good athletes that come out of Thibodeau High.
Yes, sir.
Thibodeau in general. Some go to Edie White too, but
yeah,
that's amazing. Like right now, I'm watching the 9 and 10-year-olds that I coach in Bamm-Bamm become seniors.
Yeah.
Thibodeau High might have a little squad this year.
I know. You know, Travis Allen going on. His Luke's a beast, bro.
And he's gonna be slinging to one of my kids, Kyron Lacey.
Luke,
who I don't think he played football since Bamm-Bamm. Because he loves basketball, and he did awesome in basketball this year. But they got him in a bunch of camps this year as a receiver.
Oh, and Luke and Travis has been doing it right with Travis.
And he's 6'4".
Luke been working, boy.
6'4". He's gonna have a good target there.
It's gonna be ugly. Because he's nasty with it, man. Luke is nasty with it.
Yeah.
He's good.
I know.
And he's driven.
2 years younger than Bryce, so I'll watch them and Bamm-Bamm too.
He's driven too, man. It's gonna be fun, man. They're gonna whoop some ass, I think.
That's good.
They're gonna whoop some ass. I'm excited about that too, man.
We live over an hour, man.
Look at that, boy. That's your first one?
I mean, I did one last week and just kind of talked and looked at news articles and talked about them.
Oh yeah, like a solo thing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we should.
I like to do that shit.
Yeah, if we could maybe take suggestions and like, because we live so close. If you want to do like we could maybe do it more regular if you want. I'm down for whatever you want. Whatever you want to do. Yeah, bro. Exactly, because I always feel like it would be fun to have, instead of like, so Rich Roll interviewed me like a everyman, like a regular ass dude.
Right.
But if regular ass dudes interview regular ass dudes for regular ass dudes to watch, I think that's kind of cool, right? And I think Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz and those are like on another level, but they kind of, even though they're famous, they kind of regular ass old boys, you know, with the topic of discussion and all.
Exactly.
And so I just see that as a thing. That might be fun for maybe,
because they just get together and do like
get together and chill and talk about stuff that matters to you, what's front of mind stuff.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about what we was gonna say before.
Just let it roll.
You got here and we talked for 15 minutes.
Yeah, just let it roll. For sure. Just let it roll and exist. And
all we did was start the camera. And
it drives my buddy Howard crazy because, like, he's a professor, right? And so he's got his shit together. You ought to see him when we're in a meeting, and he's got colored pencils, and he's got a fucking.
I got a notebook. He's got
a notebook, and he's got one color with one thought, and then if he has another thought, then we go with another color, and we draw a line. He's like serious, and I am not. I don't plan shit. I don't think about shit. You know, I just go what we're doing here. We roll with it. And I love it, you know. And Howard's great at his thing and what he does, you know, and needing all of that bulletin stuff. But I think for guys like us, it's okay that it's kind of ugly and raw and unedited and unthought out and not planned, because it feels like just
turn
another.
it on and go.
Yeah, it feels like we're sitting at Renee's or something, and I think that's the way that guys like us are used to hearing communication.
Well, that's how Joe Rogan and them do it.
They just sit around and kick it, man. Sit around and
I
kick
don't think
it.
they make a game plan. It don't sound like it.
It don't sound like it at all.
Sounds like he just asks us a couple of questions and
they just talk about
conversation starts.
That sounds like a really fun way to do. So, but I might actually, not to keep dragging shit on, but I'm gonna wind up going. I might be able to go see Rich Roll in person. I'm gonna be over there for a conference coming up. So
you wasn't with him that first podcast you did with him?
The second one was in person, but I haven't seen him. I saw him at Plant Stock, but I haven't been to California like since I was like 15 years old. I went over there to visit family one time when I was a kid.
Never been.
And so I'm gonna be over there for a plant-based conference with this new thing that me and Howard are working on. This new company me and Howard are working on, and so I'm gonna be over there for a conference. So I'll be able to like see him in person, but not in Texas, like in his home turf. Right. So maybe we might go for a run or something. That might be kind of cool, And so it's kind of cool that I could just text Rich or call Rich. Like we've become really good friends. So I hit him up today.
To his podcast.
He's good. I've been slacking because I've just been so busy. I haven't listened to podcasts at all. I have a couple of books that I've been reading.
I get to work. Pop my buzz.
True that, yeah.
That's what I listen to all day.
True that, yeah.
So lately, 9 hours a day. All I'm doing is painting and listening to podcasts.
Yeah, and Rich is a good. I love his. You should listen to Jeff Spencer. It's old. I don't know if you've ever listened to that one or not, but it's an old school, and you have to go way back to like the double-digit episodes. Like,
but I mean, that's what I do. Besides, like the ones you named, Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz, Bert Kreischer. You remember Theo Vaughn? He was on one of them MTV shows.
I don't know. I don't remember him by name. No.
You see him, you recognize. Yeah. He's a stand-up comedian now. He's got a podcast.
Funny.
This dude is.
I gotta check it out. I love that stuff.
He's nuts.
Joey Diaz's stories.
But Joe has a bunch of deep ones too. But
he's got scientists and all kinds.
I could hop in a podcast I was telling you about the pyramids.
Oh, me too, bro. You know what I did?
Just shit that I hated in high school, probably because they made me fucking learn it. And
I'm such a fucking nerd. The Josh from
I am.
Me too, bro. The Josh from '98. If you because I download lectures on iTunes right, and listen to entire lectures on the Civil War. Not a documentary, like a whole week's worth of lectures.
I listen to crazy shit. But people would be like, what the fuck are you listening to? Or like, I'll get on Netflix and go to...
it's not very public school of us, bro.
I can go to Netflix and go to the documentary section.
Yeah.
And watch something crazy. Like I'm watching one right now on some cult.
Oh, God. Not Scientology.
No.
They've had a string of documentaries. Oh yes, bro. Those Scientology documentaries is like,
it's pretty. Goodness. But I can go from that to documentary on Tupac and Biggie. You know,
I'm the same thing, bro. I do
just informative shit. I guess
I do the same thing. I love it. I like a broad like spectrum or cross section of trying to understand something, and it's like my not to go left, but my playlist is the exact same way.
Oh yeah.
My playlist is wild, bro. Yeah. If I can't just put my iTunes music library on shuffle because you might hear Conway Twitty, and then you might hear like Baby Gangsta, or you might hear some Juvenile. Yeah. Or you might even hear some new stuff like some Quando Rondo, or you might hear some old Vern Gosling, some old ass country you never heard of.
I can listen to any music, but I'm stuck in the 90s and the 80s.
Yeah.
And creeping into the 2000s, but
oh, bro, I don't know why.
Actually, I got notes in my notebook. I want to do a podcast on music today versus what I listen to.
Yeah. And the thing is, I
Some of that new
never.
shit is crazy.
I see back in those days of hip hop, I was still so young that my parents I was young enough to where my parents wouldn't let me listen to that, right? And because you got to remember, I grew up in a very Baptist house, and you know, even though Bamm-Bamm was my Bamm-Bamm, I got to have that fun on the weekends.
Right.
But usually, you know, it was church on Wednesday.
You say that,
You
I
know?
can remember. Look, I know my mom's probably gonna listen to this or watch it, but like I said, I used to love to go to my mom and papa's house on the weekend
Yeah.
for spending time with them. But they had they had cable, they had full cable, HBO, Showtime.
Oh Lord.
So you know, late at night,
Oh Lord.
11 o'clock, I'm still up in the room with myself watching titty movies.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, mom.
Oh, Showtime was the best.
Oh, what? Oh,
Showtime.
Cinemax
Showtime
too.
after dark. Well, see, we didn't have. My grandparents didn't have
I don't know.
Cinemax, but I had
Cinemax.
always
It might
heard.
have been Showtime.
I had always heard about Cinemax
It
because
might have
that's
been
what my
Showtime.
buddy Josh Turner and all used to be like.
Little Munch.
They would tell me about
Anybody still
Cinemax.
call him Little Munch?
I never heard.
I worked with him. I think this was before Bryce was born at John Deere.
Well, yeah. Well,
We called him Little Munch.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I hadn't.
Just go with the flow, me.
Yeah, I hadn't talked to Josh until recently, but since we were kids, like you know, other than seeing each other on Facebook, it had been a while. It was but boy, he's something else. Huh?
Yeah. We'll get him in
We're
one of
gonna
these.
get him. We gotta because bro, we got some characters.
Yes.
We got some characters around here. They had a documentary crew come down the week before we went to Leadville, and so I'm gonna be in this new documentary that's coming out, right?
Yeah. I think BJ told me about that.
Yeah, and so I introduced him to a bunch of people like out at the trailer park, and he was just blown the fuck away, like, bro, it's like every third person is like a character straight out of a novel, man. And I was like, yo,
That's how we roll down here.
it's like everybody's so nice and like, and he's like, this is just, I never thought. And then he's like, the accent is just so cool. Like,
You see, and we don't know what our accent is.
yeah, I know. But yeah, man, it's fun. We need to get some of these characters out.
We can do that.
You know,
and
because a big part of really, I tell people all the time, you know, I've lost 100 pounds a bunch of times in my life, at least 2 or 3. But the reason that I lost all the weight this time, a big part of it, and kept it off so far, which I don't suspect I'll do anything but for the rest of my life, has been what Rich talked me into doing, which is turn an outward facing approach to how I talk about my nutrition and the things that helped me, right? And the things that I've learned in the process. So by putting myself out there to people on Facebook like I started doing, and I was really, you know, and you broke the ice for that for me as a side story. Way before Rich rolled and all of that, is I used to see you because we were friends, but we didn't know each other because we had a pretty significant,
unless we saw each other out.
Yeah, we know who each other are, but it wasn't like we went to high school together and hung in the same circles. Although eventually, because D moved next door to my mom and dad when he lived in a trailer park, and so and I met you and Big Bull, and so we kind of hung out and Josh Lusky and all for a little while at that time. But forgot what the fuck I was talking about now. But no, yeah, back then, you kind of went public with, hey, I'm trying to lose some fucking weight here. I'm gonna run my big ass around North Thibodeau, and I was fat as fuck back then.
It wasn't running back then.
Yeah, no, and I was like, oh, look at him putting himself out there like that. He's going and doing the thing, you know. And it was very inspiring to not to run, but to be vulnerable about it. To be able to say, hey, I recognize that I'm fat. I'm working on it right now. Here's proof. That was necessary for me to get where I got to be able to have that example, especially in Thibodeau, because you know how Thibodeau is very cliquish, and you can be deemed. You see what Josh put on Facebook, and so it's like in my mind, because in my mind it's like, look, if Puda does it, you know, then it's all right, right? In Thibodeau, so that was a big step for me, and then Rich talks me into being a lot more open, right? And in retrospect, having had that happen in my story, being a lot more open, holding myself out there, answering questions and being a de facto expert, if you will, on my story anyway and how I lost weight, all of that stuff and taking on that persona and that identity has helped me like finish losing weight and maintain and sort of settle at a new normal and achieve something that I would have never thought. I always knew I could lose weight. I didn't think I would lose all the weight.
Anybody could lose weight.
Right? I never thought I would lose all the weight I needed to lose and like really arrive at a natural normal body weight. And then on top of that, I never imagined a time in my life where I'd spend multiple years not being fat in a row. I'm in a weird place right now. This is something brand new for me in my life.
That's why I embraced the fat boy name.
And that's why doing stuff like this is important, I feel like. Because it really helps us sort of embrace that. Because it can be scary to be in a place that you've never been in your entire life.
Definitely.
This is weird. This is different for me.
Definitely.
It's different. I'm learning how to be a fit guy. I got fat fuck. I'm down
too.
pat, bro. I know how to do fat slob.
Fuck, that's easy.
That's the easy one.
Especially at our age.
So learning how to be a 40-plus-year-old athletic fit human being, that's going to be a learning curve there, right?
Most people don't want to do the work.
Right. And so to be able to talk about it and be open with it and let other people know that it is non-linear and it is going to be bumps and bruises along the way, it's not just helping them, it's helping me. It helps me to be able to verbalize and talk and talk about the things. That way I can get them out of my head and into my mouth and out into the ether of things that I've sort of intuited along the way in this pretty unique sort of process. So it's important for those guys that are wanting to finally get over the hump of lost a little bit of weight, I want to go ahead and finish it off, to put their face out there in the public and let people start asking them questions and then start feeling a certain honor about themselves, about, am I really walking the talk here, you know? And I think that's an important step. So I think this might be fun to do more and more with some of these other missing chins cats, bro.
Believe it or not, I'm a shy dude. I mean, I could put myself out there on Facebook and type something funny, and I can come up with the funny.
Right, like for sure. Yeah, exactly.
But as far as like doing this right here, I got to get used to this.
Yeah.
Making videos.
I get it.
Talking louder. I got that. Sometimes I get the low voice.
Right, yeah. To be able to use the diaphragm and speak, it all takes time of, you know, being nervous and feeling awkward with it. And that's what people don't want to do. People don't want to, and it doesn't mean it's not just about podcasting.
Right.
Like, or anything. People don't want to deal with that awkward, I don't know how yet phase.
I don't know how to do this.
Right? And so that's why what we're doing is important, by embracing it, stepping out into that space, that vulnerable, weird, awkward space, and going, I don't know yet, but I think I can keep grinding in a direction that is going to make me better at it. And if I do get better at it, I think I can really help some people. And that feels good. And then what it does, instead of me constantly being on the defense, like I don't want to be fat again, I'm on the offense. I want to help people.
Yeah.
I want to help you learn what I figured out. And so
if I had many people ask me,
that's awesome.
What I do.
Yeah. And so that's why this kind of stuff is important for all of us guys.
Like you said, if say 50 people watch this.
Yeah.
And it changes one mind.
Yeah, just get a little thought in there sideways. You never know. You never know. That's right. It just grows and grows, and that's that organic connection those connections that happen organically and just by gravity and by nature. Those things aren't calculable. Right. So the best thing we can do is surrender to that randomness and live our best, most authentic self. Like that's what Rich taught me the most.
Deep.
Deep.
That's deep.
That's it.
Fuck it.
All right, man.
Whew. Hour 30.
Hour 30 minutes, 90 minutes, boy.
We're gonna do this again.
We got to do it again.
All right, we're gonna go out with a song for Bamm-Bamm
What?
that Josh picked. That's country.
That's country right there, bro.
Florida Georgia line. Y'all need to listen to this shit.
Rolling down. I can hear my Bamm-Bamm singing this on the boat. Drunker than 4 motherfuckers, bro. Drunk as shit in the middle of Terrebonne Bay, in the middle of the night with no fucking GPS, in the drunk as hell, on step, wide open, running through all them wellheads and shit.
Alright, y'all. Thank y'all for following this. Looks like we have a few watchers.
Alright.
That'll work.
Peace, baby. Made it rain.